If you chose pile number 2 with the Everyday Witch Tarot, the amber piece, the tree agate sphere, and the blue flower agate sphere, then this is your reading. Now, how I read tarot is I read both the definitions as well as intuitively, allowing the cards to fall where they may, reading both uprights and reversals. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. And today we are using the Two of Pentacles to ask the question, what in our material world needs balance? Okay? And that means your health, your wealth, your household, the tangible things of life that you can touch. Okay? And right off the bat, we got the Lover's card. So there is a need for balance in your love life. All right, now whether that is that you don't have one, and that's something to be worked on, whether that is you do have one, but it's not going very well, and that needs to be worked on, whether it's that you're with the wrong person, or whether it's your approach to love and relationships in your life. Now, it doesn't have to be romantic. It can be friendship, platonic, familial, business. But lovers is coming through for some. Another relationship, though, which is very much not lover energy, is the child-parent dynamic. There's some sort of an imbalance within the household between children and parents, whether that's birth parents, adopted parents, step parents, whatever it might be. There's some sort of imbalance there. I'm getting here, it might be somebody who has 2 cats. Might be a mother-daughter. Might be a partnership. Anyway, we're just going to leave it open to all relationships, okay? But the gist of it seems to be that there is an imbalance in the relationships of your household or family, okay? And you see this, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like glowing eyes in the smoke. There is a spirit entity being here. For some of you, there may be a spiritual difference that's causing the rift. There could also be energy vampire tendencies going on. Someone in your sphere taking your energy. Not to make anybody paranoid, but I do recommend that if that is the case, labradorite, obsidian, larvikite, smoky quartz, there's another one my brain's not wanting to latch onto at the moment. Selenite, but that's not the one I was thinking of. Anyway, rainbow moonstones coming through. Protect your energies, okay? Now, for some of you, there's something external outside of the house. So for some of you, there's something in the house. For some of you, it's outside the house, okay? So black tourmaline, that's the one my brain wasn't grabbing onto. Thank you, spirits. I appreciate that. So and this isn't to make anybody paranoid or scared, okay? I do not believe in fear-mongering in any way, shape, or form. I'm just being straight with you about what the other side is telling me. And this isn't for everybody. But what I'm about to tell you, everyone should be doing. Protect yourself in your home, on your property, okay? Pairing selenite with black tourmaline and putting it, above your doors, or at least beside them, your windows. If you don't have enough to do that, at least in the 4 directions of your household, north, south, east, and west. Okay. And then on your property boundaries, whether you use sigil magic and put protective runes or what have you, placing crystals in certain strategic places. I mean, you can use geodes strategically, or quartz strategically, or whatever, and nobody's hardly going to notice that that's what it is if you wish to be discreet with it. But I am getting that is something that you need to do. For some of you, there is something trying to get your attention, whether it's an ancestor, a deity, a nature spirit, something from the spirit realm, the fae folk, what have you. There is something for some of you that's trying to get your attention. You may be hearing some sounds or things maybe getting moved that nobody else in your household moved. I'm right now being drawn to my Icelandic spar with chalcopyrite and my pink selenite for that energy for some strange reason. That may mean something to some of you. If any of you have any Icelandic or Norse ancestry, it might benefit you to look into land whites, okay, and ancestral magic. Okay, there's a lot going on with this card today. For some of you, it might benefit you to go camping, to do some sort of couples or family bonding experience. But once again, make sure you're protecting yourself. Okay. I am also getting that your material abundance and your spiritual abundance are hand in hand. All right. There's not one without the other, right? They feed one another in a loop. Okay. The cyclical cycle is important to your overall household balance. And for some of you, you are tarot readers, you are rune readers, you're wax readers, crystal ball readers, or you're spiritual researchers, or I'm getting time walkers. They're asking you to make sure that your masculine and feminine, your light and your dark, your yin and your yang, okay, are balanced as you are helping others, all right? You can give and give and give of yourself, but if you don't refill that cup, especially if you have an energetic vampire in your own household, that can be a bone, soul, weary exhaustion, where even if you sleep at night, you're still tired. You're waking up tired, you're living tired, you're going to bed tired, and you're having dreams that exhaust you or make you wake with fear. Some of you may be struggling with enthusiasm or zest for a partner or for life in general. Okay. I'm getting that a familiar is going to be gifted to you. If you do not already have a familiar is going to be gifted to you from the other side. They will come and present themselves to you, and you will know that that is them. If you are someone who is in the spiritual realm that helps others with your gifts, I want to take a moment to thank you. It is not an easy road to walk. It can be quite exhausting and draining at times. And there are times when it can affect your interpersonal relationships, including those within your household. So make sure that you are approaching this with balance and making sure everyone in your household does have the attention that they need, and that you are taking care of yourself as far as your nutrition, your exercise, and all of those things. Take time for yourself. Have a day out, go for a walk. Spending time in nature is always a good, positive, cleansing experience if you're able to do so. However, I'm also getting here that some of you may have someone in your household, a partner, perhaps a child, not sure which one. If it's a child, then obviously, you know, there's something that needs to be attended to there, and possibly even with the partner. But I want to say that I should reword that, because it's not just me that wants to say it. The other side and myself are both in agreement on this particular issue. If there is a partnership in your life that does not feed your soul, that burdens it, that exhausts it, that drains it, that is sucking the joy out of how you help people, or how you live, or how you experience your world, then that is something that is out of balance and needs to be examined. Okay? This familiar that is being brought to you may not like this other person. Okay, there may be a sign there, whether you already have one or the one that's brought to you. Okay, black and white wax is significant here for some reason or other. I know I'm being called to say something about the Black Dagger Brotherhood. That may mean something to someone. There's a brother Vicious that is in that book series by J.R. Ward, who uses black candles in his extracurricular activities, let's put it that way. But there is a scene in that book where, because of his psychological damage, he uses it in a way that causes himself harm, right? And so there's a warning here that you're suppressing things, just as Vicious was in that book. You are suppressing something about yourself, and it is causing you internal damage and imbalance. Whether it is your passions, whether it is your spirituality, whether it is just simply needing to be you on your own terms, whether it's someone's taking too much from you energetically. They may be giving you everything in the world, physically, tangibly, but taking from you energetically. And that's not, don't fool yourself. Don't convince yourself that that is a fair exchange, because it is not. Your energy is yours. You decide how it is to be used. And if that's something that you need help with, once again, I strongly urge you to find, whether it's plants or crystals, whether it's a grounding, protective bubble type exercise, whatever it is that works for you, make sure you're protecting your energies, okay? Once you do this, and I am seeing that this familiar will come in during this time of you attempting this balance, okay? Once you do this, this is something you will have to maintain. Balance is not something that just comes and stays forever. Balance is something that must be maintained, whether that's financial balance, health balance, spiritual balance, household relationship balance, whatever it is, okay? It has to be maintained. And you see this fence in the background? There's that expression, fences make good neighbors. Well, in the case of your spiritual energy, it is absolutely the truth in the fact that boundaries, okay? Boundaries are your friend. Boundaries help to protect you, all right? And if there is some entity in your household that's bugging you, especially at night when you're trying to sleep, I recommend that you take your energy and you utilize it while saying how many ever times you feel necessary, but I find 3 is extremely efficient. Boundaries, 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 all right? And say it with purpose. Say it with intent. Say it like you mean it. Use your mom voice if you got one, all right? Mean it when you say it. And you'll find that usually, whatever it is, will leave you alone until a more appropriate time, okay? And if you find that something is trying to disturb you in your sleep at night because it wants your attention, it's trying to tell you something, but you are not in the right headspace for it, and you use the boundary spell. Then come the morning, when you've sat down with your tea or what have you, after you've done some meditation or whatever it is that you do for your morning rituals, sit down with your deck or your runes or your water scrying bowl or whatever it is that you use, your black mirror if you use proper protections, and see, if you want, what it was. Okay? Sometimes it may just be that an ancestor wants an offering, or one of the fae folk, you know, is trying to tell you something, or wants to be of service, you know, with some sort of exchange or something. And, you know, proceed with caution in any of these relationships. Sometimes it's those that have passed on that are part of the land itself that you're on. So, like, for example, say you move into an old farm where the family that you got it from had lived there for 100 years or more. Okay, there's going to be residual energies, and they're going to want to know who you are, why you're there, what your plans are for the place. Are you going to be respectful? Are you going to clean things up? You know, things like that. Okay. Most of the time, those sorts of energies aren't malignant in any way, malevolent in any way, as long as you've been practicing protection. Okay. Planting different kinds of plants in different places around your house. Some people, you know, position gnomes in various positions. It just depends on what works for you and your cultural traditions. Now, once you have begun to work on this balance, and you continue maintaining it, there's a new emotional beginning here. Okay, where you create a new pattern of positive energy that feeds itself. And with this cauldron, with this pot here, it reminds me of the Dagda's cauldron, where it from the Tuatha Dé Danann from Irish mythology, where it never ran out. He could provide for and feed anyone that needed it. It never ever ran out. Okay, so there, and this is an overflowing abundance. See the water coming from the cup. So black from protection, blue from healing, good, strong, solid energies here in that emotional new beginning. And there's two doves in the background. So doves or pigeons or birds of some kind might have meaning to you. And there's a stream, a creek in the background, so that might also have personal ties for you. Now, with this comes a clarity of understanding. All right, you will gain knowledge and wisdom in this balance, and this comes right in under the High Priestess card. So a greater understanding of your purpose and clarity of mind. It comes from this healing and cleansing process that you're going to be going through. Okay. Not everyone's going to like this. Not everyone's going to agree with this. There are going to be people that drop away from you. There are going to be people that move away. Some of it may be, unfortunately, confrontational. And I understand the flare of upset and anxiety that's coming through right now from me saying that. As a tarot reader, I listen to other tarot readers, and have for years, you know, supporting my brothers and sisters in the craft, and for my own personal edification and growth and learning. And any time anyone mentions something about conflict, I absolutely hate it. I get this flare of nope going on inside of me. It's like, nope. You can leave that one behind. I'm not taking that energy. Nope, no way, no how. I don't like conflict at all. So I understand that feeling. But sometimes, and I'm speaking to myself as much as anyone else here, sometimes conflict is necessary. Sometimes, in order to remove a negative energy that is having negative effects upon you, sometimes conflict is necessary to get rid of it, to remove it. Okay? I don't know why this is coming through, but for some of you, frog gigging may mean something. Frog legs, cooking, something like that. For others of you, there may be conflict, not just within your family, but per se, like with a coven or a group, a study group, a church congregation, whatever it is. There's going to be this, when this change occurs, when this balance occurs, it's almost like it's going to light a fire under certain people, and they are not going to like it. All right? That could be siblings, it's there's a cat fight going on down here below this as well. There could be conflict over animals. That is possible. But on the other side of this, we have the sun. Okay? So no matter what this conflict is, no matter what this negative energy from the Five of Wands is, the sun is the outcome. All right? You will find the community that you're meant to have. You will have a stable relationship. You will have a good, positive family. I'm seeing 3 generations here: grandmother, mother, granddaughter, daughter energy, maiden, mother, crone. Okay, the power of 3 is coming through here as well. Joy, happiness, fulfillment, abundance. All right, that is what is coming through here. In the long run, this conflict will be but a blip, okay, on your journey and path to ultimate fulfillment and joy. The 6 of Pentacles speaks of your material world, your health, your wealth, your household. But I'm also getting knowledge here, which is usually a swords thing, but it comes in right under the King of Swords. So that does make sense with the High Priestess above. I am getting spiritual knowledge. So you may gain tangible benefits and resources from your spiritual or academic knowledge, okay? And you will have people that come to you for assistance, and grounded in your own personal power and knowing who you are and protecting yourself, you will be able to help these people. All right? You will bring light to those who are in need. And whether that is physical, tangible charity or spiritual charity, you will have it to give. Okay? And then with the Empress, we have ultimate abundance here, fertility, power at its most beautiful and finest. The Empress represents the feminine divine. I like to call her the All Mother. Some people call her the Great Mother. Okay. But absolutely tapping into that feminine power of abundance and passion. Just beautiful. You will be at peace in your own power and in your own abundance. Okay, beautiful, beautiful things here. So don't get hung up on this little blip here, because what results from it, after it, as you move through these processes, is something extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. Okay, I'm gonna read the piece of amber first. Now, amber works with happiness, protection, and prosperity energies, which work very well with this reading. And it works with the solar plexus chakra. Amber brings a sunny disposition, transmuting negative energy into positivity. It offers warmth and comfort, increasing feelings of self-worth and gently drawing out your inner radiance. Perhaps that's why it's also known to attract love. This ancient resin is soothing and protective. It can relieve anxiety and create an energetic shield, enhancing feelings of safety and security. Amber is often called a stone of courage and will help inspire you to take the necessary steps to realizing your potential. It's a gentle healer, balancing and cleansing the systems of the body. It's also believed to have anti-inflammatory benefits. Now, just so we're clear, amber is not a crystal. It's a fossilized tree sap. Okay. For personal use, wearing amber helps calm anxieties and attract romantic energy if you're looking for a partner. At home, it can increase harmony and provide protection from external negative energies. And at work, it can foster cooperation and congenial communication. And I do strongly recommend this one for this pile here. This really is glaring out at me as one that is needed. All right, now these other two are in my journal here. And we've got, let's see, we've got tree agate. Okay. Tree agate works with the heart, root, and crown chakras, and helps with grounding, stability, connection to nature, inner peace, self-confidence, security, new beginnings, growth, abundance, encouragement, creativity, manifestation, and self-discovery. Okay? So I'm going to put that right here on that Two of Pentacles for balance, which drew us into this reading to begin with. And then we've got the blue flower agate. Let me get to that page. The blue flower agate helps with growth, potential, emotional healing, balance. It encourages you to seek out what it is that you enjoy, to seek out what brings you peace, okay? It's just a very encouraging stone. It can help understanding dreams, translating truth, living with authenticity, gaining that inner peace we talked about, overcoming negative patterns, having harmony within oneself, and seeking out your highest self. It works with the heart and throat chakras, okay? And we're actually going to put it on that conflict card right there. Because for some of you, speaking your truth is what is necessary. And we'll have that flower, that blue flower agate help you to do so, okay? All right, now, I'm getting the card is needed. Angel Aura, happiness, beauty, and joy with that Eight of Wands energy. And Tiger's Eye, building courage and attracting wealth, Five of Swords energy. So there's a mental block there that needs to be looked at when it comes to your abundance and wealth. Let me pull you a Moonology card. Whoa, okay. That went a little crazy. These are the two that put up, so I'm gonna use these. Emotions are running high, super moon. Your dreams need a practical plan, full moon in Taurus. And Taurus is an earth grounded energy. Okay, you may be a Taurus, you may be dealing with a Taurus. I'm also getting this one. Take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. All right. I guess we're supposed to take them all. The energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. Prosperity, although some of you may be buying property. Prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus, so that's two Taurus energies. Perhaps Taurus is one like your sun, moon, or rising, or perhaps it's your midheaven, okay? Or your Venus sign. So take a look and see where Taurus is on your chart and work with that is what I'm getting right now. And if you're not sure about your chart and you don't know how to go about finding that out, I encourage you to reach out to a trusted astrologer, someone such as Sherry Pensian on TikTok. I use her for my astrology needs. And if you're not sure how to find your sun, moon, and rising, message me and I will send you a link to a free metaphysical e-zine that I've put together with other people, including Sherry, where she has an article on exactly how to find those for yourself. Okay. Hold your vision, fixed moon. Okay, so some of you have got some goals that you are trying to achieve, and this is really saying don't give up, keep the course. Okay, The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. So someone who might be a Gemini or working with a Gemini. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Okay. Someone here might be a Leo or working with a Leo. Now, I'm going to say something here about that. Don't let pride get in your way. I am getting the message for some of you. For some of you, I'm getting the message where it's like, I've had failed relationships before, or failed marriages, or however you want to, ones that didn't work out. And I've left before, and I don't want to leave again. I don't want to be viewed by others as a failure. I don't want to have people be like, oh, I told you so, that wasn't going to work. Or some of you may need help from another practitioner, perhaps, to help get rid of whatever is in your house you don't want or on your property you don't want. Help from a therapist, right, to acknowledge why it is that you keep going into these relationships that aren't good for you, okay, or things like that. It may benefit you to find one that works with past life recession. That's not the word I'm looking for. Regression. There we go. But whatever it is that you need assistance with, or that you need to leave, do not let pride get in your way. Do not be, I'm just going to flat out say it, don't worry about your reputation when it comes to your love life. Who you love, how you love, and when you love is none of anybody else's business, period. All right? I don't care if you've been through umpteen different relationships. Who you were then, because of all the work you're going to be putting in, is not who you are now or who you will be. You cannot judge yourself on that same standard that you had before. All right? And if what you are in now is not meant for you, it's going to make itself obvious to the point where you're not going to be able to ignore it anymore. Don't let your pride cause undue damage when just acknowledging what it is that you need without shame, without guilt. Okay, it is the healthier course of action for you. Be bold and make the first move, Cardinal Moon. You know what it is you need to do, and they're telling you to just do it. Okay. Now, free choice, always. Humans always have free choice, and as they should. All right. But they are asking you, okay, to do it, to take care of yourself. Work through your fears. New Moon in Scorpio. Work through your fears, the things that you are afraid of. Like, okay, if I leave this job, or I leave this partner, or I leave this situation, I'm not going to have the money, right? Or will anybody love me again? I've had health issues. I've gained weight. I'm not as young as I used to be. Whatever it is that your mind feeds into yourself, they're asking you to work through those and let them go, because none of that is going to be relevant in this new timeline. All right. And then I am also getting for you tourmaline, calmness, stabilizing, and reaffirming. And if it's black tourmaline, it is absolutely helpful for protection. And we have that King of Swords energy again here twice. So clarity of mind is going to be really important for you. And malachite, transformation, openness, and love, Four of Pentacles. Those of you worrying about the financial issue, by all means, be frugal, save up so that you can do what it is you need to do, put the effort in. I'm getting with the malachite, we had malachite in pile number 1, so if you were at all drawn to that, please go and check that out. And then you did get a Tiger's Eye card, and we do have red Tiger's Eye in pile number 4, so if you were drawn to that, there's also blue agate there. So, but as far as doing what it is that you need to do to make it happen and to be frugal, the 10 of Wands on the bottom is just reminding you, don't work yourself into the ground, don't work yourself to death. Okay, make sure you are taking care of yourself and taking time to rest and rejuvenate. All right, I hope you found this to be helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. I know it went a little long, my apologies. If there's anything you felt could have been improved upon, please also let me know that. Be gentle and kind as you do so if you would. Remember, you are beautiful. You are loved always, and you've got this. And as a fellow reader, if you want to reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to talk with you about, the craft and how to protect energies while you are helping and supporting others through that method. All right? See ya. Bye.